Welcome back to Lake Placid, day 2 of the IBSF Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Championships. The first couple of days action all about skeleton. Bobsleigh starts this weekend, but after a mild couple of days, the cold has returned. A deep low overnight, just below -10, and it's still -6 degrees. We've just had a snowstorm blow through, but after the first day of action, the first 2 heats, the reigning world champion, Hallie Clarke of Canada, has a strong run going. She could well be in the medals again. The long and the short of this race is, if you want to lose $10, bet it on the women's skeleton, because this is going to be a wild one. It was wild on day 1. Don't expect it to calm down much. So Hallie Clarke, 22 hundredths off the lead. Anna Fernst of the Czech Republic, 19 hundredths off the lead after 2 heats. 5th fastest run in the first heat, 3rd fastest run in the second. She leapt up to the overnight silver medal spot. What a story that would be. And we had a Kim leading after the first heat. We've got a Kim leading after the second heat. It is not the same Kim. Kim Meylemans, our first heat leader, plummeted down to 7th place, while Kimberly Bos moved up from 3rd to 1st in a second heat that was all about change. Well, that's how they are overnight. Kimberly Bos leading Anna Fernst and Hallie Clarke. Not much between the lead group, and if you look 2 seconds down the order, that's pretty much the top 20. This morning's men's race was won by very nearly 2 seconds, gold to silver. Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm Martin Haven. Alongside me, delighted to have slider, coach, and all-round nice guy, Zach Lund. Zach, thanks for bringing the snow, but this is... We joked about it yesterday. Basically, you can take almost all of the names in the top 20, throw them in the air, and that's going to be your prediction for Heat 3.
Yeah, this is a tight race, and it's a blustery day. And anything like the men's race, you're going to see a lot of movement. There's a lot of action on the track. A lot harder ice today.
Well, -4 air temperature, you're right, and nearly -6 degrees of ice. The air temperature is fluctuating up and down like the Assyrian Empire. It hasn't been warm today, but once it gets that wind backing it, the temperature really feels like -10, -12. So it won't affect the track too much. The shades are down. The roof over the top means there shouldn't be snow lying in the track, but doesn't make warming up that much fun, does it?
No, it looks cold out there and a little slippery. Yeah, not fun out there.
Yeah, well, at least it's not a parking lot like it is in most European tracks. They can warm up on the deck. Of course, bobsledders can't, because the bobsleds will be out there, so they are in the parking lot where the trucks turn around. So run 3, day 2, we go in our order. So the fastest goes first. Now, that usually results in the field spreading out a bit because they get the best ice, the best conditions, and they were in the lead anyway. And gradually, you kind of see the field spread. I'm not sure that's guaranteed today. I think the ice may change a little. Outside the top 25, Lara Vargas, Clara Aznar, and Shannon Galea will try and get into that 4th and final heat. Heat 3 of the IBSF Women's Skeleton World Championships in Lake Placid. Overnight leader Kimberly Bos of the Netherlands. 2 top 10 starts, 8th and 9th fastest getaways. Let's see what she's got in Heat 3. A 5:29, so that's the same pretty much as she was pushing yesterday. She's got a great opportunity if she gets a clean run, Zach Lund, to try and stretch that tiny advantage.
Yeah, it's all about consistency, and you can see there's a little snow in the track, not a lot, a little bit blowing in there, here and there, so that's definitely going to be something to watch for.
Well, we saw in the men's race, one error is enough to just send you tumbling down the order. Nice height coming into Shady.
She's putting together a solid run so far. So she's come out a little more relaxed today.
We had a track record in the men's race, a brand new record set by Matt Weston in Heat 3. So let's see how close we get in this one. Track record set by Katie Uhlaender back in 2020, the November World Cup race. At a 54.49, we go straight away. So that's 500 inside the track record.
Wow, was not expecting to see a track record in these conditions. That's some hard ice, and this is some good competitors. So,
well, they were going sub 54 almost in training. There's Kristen Bromley. Happy birthday to Dr. Ice, the man who builds the sled and helps coach Kim Bos.
Kim.
Yeah, one of the Kims, Kim Bos.
Yeah, here the groove is throwing a little bit for the men. She handled that really well. Here you can see she takes the hit, nice late down there. Pushes her a little bit early into 4. Right here you can see her back bumper hits a little bit there, but she handled it quite well, getting it back through the highway.
All right, well, the key thing here is not a disaster. There will be some disasters in the next 28 sleds and then in Heat 4 as well. So that's the key. I mean, the coaches were saying beforehand, if you have 4 pretty decent runs, you're going to be right in the mix.
Yep. Consistency matters.
Now then, Anna Fernst&auml, what a day this might be. Started a career in the German team down in Berchtesgaden, Bavaria on the Königssee track. Swapped after 1 Olympic Games in Pyeongchang as a German to become a slider for the Czech Republic. She's been a Czech Olympian as well, and this could be her day of days.
Not known for a push, decent one there, but she is a great driver.
Yeah, in the everlasting tradition of German sliders, not fast at the top, fast at the bottom.
Beautiful 3-4 there. She's really starting to build the speed up right here. She should start bringing this time back.
Yeah, 3,600s behind at the start to 39. That remains constant, and here we go.
Good push there. Look at that speed, 113.
Wow. And that is 70.3 miles an hour.
Beautiful chicane.
And this is what she did yesterday. Shot the chicane so well, built that speed down into the lower reaches of the track.
Yeah, this is a good run she's putting together right here. She's going to keep the pressure on.
Yes, she is. 1900s behind after the first heat. It has gone out by a further 900s. But for Anna Fernst&auml, that is 3/4 of the way, potentially. I don't even want to say it out loud for fear of jinxing her, but that is a 3rd really strong run. Wow, she's in good form.
Yeah, I mean, considering her push time, that she really brought that back and did a great run. She knows what she needs to do to get a medal.
Yes, she does, and it's coming together. 3 clean heats, Anna. That is, and again, the chicane looking nice.
Yeah, every time I watch her slide, I love those eyes. She's very, very focused.
All right, calm down in the TV truck. Calm down, Bogo. Her biggest fan. Next up, Hallie Clarke of Canada, wearing the red vest of our world champion. She won the title in Winterberg 12 months ago, March 24, the youngest ever world champion. Then went on to win the Junior Worlds at the beginning of this season. So she is the first woman, I believe, in skeleton history to hold both titles at the same time and in the reverse order.
Saying a lot right there.
5:35.
Little skidding one.
Not quite as quick as she was starting yesterday. Having to work hard, cliffside down into Whiteface.
Yeah, there she goes. She's got a decent run going here. See if she can get some speed built up. Shoulders come up a little bit right there.
Second on the splits. She started faster than Anna Fernst&auml, so she's got that little advantage.
Missed a push out of 10. She's going to lose the speed there. Yeah, she might fall back a little bit right here.
She's dropping behind Fernst&auml. There was only 300s between them for 2nd and 3rd. 3rd best speed. So Anna with 121 kilometers now. 117 is a long way shy. Hallie Clarke might just be slipping out of contention. 55.03. Hard to judge when you've had so few sleds down, Zach, just what the track, what is par.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad run, but there was some small mistakes and they add up, and just wasn't, that push out of 10 is so key to get that speed, and she just didn't have it. She dropped out a little too early, didn't get that, and that starts exponentially growing down the track.
Yeah. Eric Nielsen there helping with the sled.
You see there, just a little correction right there. That does matter. It's friction. It's right here. Handles that quite well. Nice entry into 4. And as long as you get that little flop off 12 and you keep those runners going straight and everything handled, it's usually not that big of a deal.
Yeah, a quick run with the boys were all airborne there.
Yeah.
Of course, there's no friction in air, so, well, there is, but less than on ice. Now then, does that leave the door open a little for Mystique Ro for the USA? She was 1100s behind Hallie Clarke. And in this racing, that's actually a fairly sizable margin. In the real world, 1100ths of a second clearly is nothing. And look at the disparity. Heat 1, second fastest, a great run. Heat 2, couple of errors, and suddenly, boom, 10th.
Yeah.
And she needs another Heat 1. She needs 2 more Heat 1s. She could easily be in the medals.
That's here. 5:19, a little off yesterday, but still a really solid push. Stuck there a little bit on the left-hand wall. Handles it well.
Well, she's to race anywhere that she knows best. This is the track.
So she gets through here. Got the speed up through here. It's decent.
Well, she's really closing down on Olympic leader Kimberly Bos from 2300s behind at the start. She's down to 1300s. She's going to move into the silver medal position with this run.
Yeah, she must have hit the...
Good height and speed.
Let's see what she can 14. This is
All right, it's going to be between her and Anna Fernstedt. Fernstedt is 2800s back at the line. Mystique is 2500s back out to the chicane. Third place at the line. She moves into medal contention.
Not bad, not bad. She had a really good run going there. A few mistakes, but she's right in contention right now, right where she needs to be. So I think she'll be pretty happy with that. 200
slower than Fernstedt on that run, but she was quicker than Hallie Clarke, so she moves up one. 1 to go, and she's got one hand on a medal.
It looks like she has about like 3/10 on Hallie Clarke now, so that's considerable right there. So
yeah,
little hit out of chicane there. She dropped out a little too far left on that, but handled it quite well.
All right. Now that is the confidence boost that she needed for Brazil, and with the knowledge of a huge audience watching in her home country and across Latin America, Nicole Silveira, with former Canadian slider Mimi Reniva holding this lead. Mimi helping with the coaching here, because I want to say hi and get well soon to Richard Bromley, her coach and sled builder. He had surgery on a very badly damaged knee in the last 48 hours. I know he's leg up watching on the TV back home in the UK. And he will be...
Get better, Richard.
Trying to do everything remotely to encourage not just Nicole, but her training partner, Kim Meylemans, as well. Yeah, good start, 5:37, right in where she was yesterday.
Late in 2, let's see how she handles this. Oh, good skid. Caused that hard hit right there, but she handled it quite well. Good recovery.
All right, half a second back, and in 5th place on the splits. Now she needs to really put together a good run through the Devil's Highway.
She's looking solid right now. Let's see how she gets through here. Speed, decent.
Okay, Hallie Clarke looking vulnerable here. The overnight 3rd place runner.
Good exit there.
3rd best speed as well. This is going to be close.
It's going to be really close. Yeah. She might climb up a spot. Let's see.
She might do. She's already up to 4th on the splits. On the right of your screen, it is 4th at line, 300ths ahead of Hallie Clarke. Wow. This is the way this race is going to go. It's the way it went yesterday. It's the way it's going to go today.
Yeah, you can see the track conditions are vastly different than yesterday. Yeah. So it's going to take them some getting used to. It looks like they're doing a great job so far. These first women are doing a great job handling these tough conditions.
Talking to some of the athletes in training about how soon you really get a feel for what the ice is actually like compared to what it was the previous run you had. Maybe turn 2 or 3, by turn 4 you should know that either you have to steer less and later or more and earlier.
Yeah, a lot of times they're adjusting as they go down the run.
Yeah. Oh, that didn't work. I better try a bit harder or a bit less hard. Yeah. Exactly. Now then, the big mover yesterday, 14th after the first heat, 6th overnight. What a run from Zhao. I was talking to her coach, Dirk Matchens, about half an hour ago, and he said, you know, you don't get more than one of those a year. You're lucky if you get 3 or 4 in your career where everything just flows perfectly. He said, will she do it again? Who knows?
I'll tell you what, if she puts another run down like she did in the second run yesterday, the top sledders better watch out.
He doesn't expect her to get a medal, but, you know,
come on,
expect her. No, I mean, he would be thrilled, but it's not, you know, you are in a position where you need to be winning a medal. That's not the mindset within Zhao or the Chinese team. Little mistake there.
Little mistake there. Oh, good job getting it back.
And I know Mark Wood will be watching in Beijing. Back with the development program for China.
That little mistake 3 and 4. She's totally got a good run here. Let's see if she gets the speed picked up down here. Oh, misses the push there. 6 back. Oh.
Yeah, zigzagging in and out of 6th place. She was ahead of Hallie Clarke. Now she's dropped back behind her on the splits, back down to 6th place. It's not run 2, but it's a decent one.
No, she's not quite put together, but yeah, it is a decent run.
Yeah.
It's going to keep her about where she was at. So.
3rd best start. She comes down with the 6th fastest run, 55.59.
Wow. That's, you got some good separation there now from Hallie to her.
Nearly half a second slower than, in fact, more than half a second slower than Hallie Clarke. So that's a big weight off Hallie Clarke's shoulders. She can now start to look at trying to move up. I mean, she's still 3/10 away from the top 3. You're not going to do that on your own, but if somebody in the top 3 makes a mistake and you have a great final run, it might happen.
Yeah, those you see here, she hits that wall and then that sled skids out in the back end of her. Has direction away going into 4, and that really hurt her.
Zhao, still just 22 years old. End of her 3rd full season. She competed in the World Cup all year long. Youth Olympian 2020.
She gives the okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I agree.
Yeah, I know, and that's the program with Dirk, you know. It's not all about you must succeed now. He's not building her for 26. He's building her for 30.
Oh, he's doing a great job with that program.
Now, what about Kim Meylemans? What can she do?
Oh, she's definitely a threat.
Yes, she really is. She's always a threat.
5:25.
Yeah, excellent start. And now she just needs what she had in the first heat. And already 2 to 3 to 4, it's so much cleaner than Heat 2. Heat 2 was just the one that got away.
Great top of the track so far.
And look at the split, already 3rd on the splits. Now her start doesn't hurt at all, but it's her drive with that speed.
She's coming to play today.
Yes, she is.
Missed that push a little bit. Let's see. Oh, she's going late in the top. That's good.
Oh! Really pushing it hard, Kim Meylemans. She's recovered. 7th best speed. I was going to say she might even be in the silver medal position after this run. That's not going to happen now. But,
Man, she was coming back with a vengeance right now. I thought that was getting interesting quick.
This is a high wire act. You're doing 70+ miles an hour head first on ice. There are no brakes. There's no safety margin. You don't win gold by being conservative. She threw it down.
Yeah, she's frustrated there. She had a great run. Now it's up to 10. She was looking really, really good. She'll definitely, but you know, she's capable of it. She's shown it, and she's still a threat to come back from where she's at to get at least top 6.
Well, she's 6th at the moment, but I think she'll really look at this.
Ooh. Whoa. That'll leave a mark.
That is absolutely the most out of control we've seen any slider so far this week. Here's Mimi's reaction. Woo!
Well, good veteran. She was able to get it back in 14, and that's not easy after a hard hit like that. So,
and look, you know, the greatest drivers crash because they're always pushing it right to the very limit, whatever sport they're in, and this is no different at all. This is the World Championships. They'd be pushing it as much in a World Cup race, but this is even more.
You have to lay it on the line. You can't play it conservative or you're not going to get a medal. You have to lay it out there and take a risk. It's part of the game, right?
Li Shi for China now. And Li, 26, 3rd World Championships. She is comprehensively outperforming what she did in Winterberg. Her best result was 17th place. And now look at her. She's in 8th place overnight.
Good time to do that.
Yeah.
Nice 3-4 there, real smooth. Looking nice and smooth so far. Up that highway, getting some good speed though up there. Let's see what her speed is here.
Look at the splits. She's up into 6th position ahead of Zhao Dan, her teammate, who vaulted past her.
Good push on 10.
Now she drops back a fraction.
She's having a great run here.
It is going to be very close for the honor of being the top Chinese slider.
A little late, 17. Let's see how that ends up on her 18. Oh, she did good save.
Back out to 7th, back up to 6th. It's her or Zhao Dan at the line. Who's in front?
Oh.
It is Li who is in front. So she overhauls her teammate and Kim Meylemans.
Wow.
Yeah. She found a ladder.
Yeah, that was a solid run. She'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Good push, too.
Now 5:26. Again, within a couple of hundreds, her 3 pushes.
Nice smooth load here. Groove's thrown a little bit. Had to do a slight correction to keep her entrance into 1. Here you can see she went really late into 18. Sometimes that can cause them, the slider, to come out and hit, or going into 17 to 18 and have a hard hit, but she avoided that, so that's good.
Well, next up, Kelly Curtis, 9th place overnight. Didn't compete in last year's Worlds, didn't compete in last year's World Cup because she became a mum for the first time. 11th in the first heat, and what a smoker she had in the second. 5th fastest in the entire field. Yes, a track she's familiar with, but she still doesn't have her start speed that she had before her pregnancy. So she's still trying to build that speed. 5:31, fastest push of the 3 for her.
A little bit of a hit and skid on the exit 1. That's not going to help her. A little bit better push there. Let's see how she goes here. Cut that back. See if she can get some speed going here in the highway.
It's such a tough track, Zach. Watching from the outside, you know, you have one little error and it just trips you up all the way down.
Yeah, it's hard to get back in some of these places. It usually takes a curve or 2 to make up for a mistake.
Decent speed, 6th best speed. Shoots the chicane
Yeah,
beautifully. All right, she was 9th overnight. She's up to 8th already ahead of Zhao Dan of China. Does she get to Kim Meylemans? I think that might be a stretch.
Maybe.
How far back? She is 500ths behind Meylemans for 7th place.
Wow.
Yeah, she nearly picked off 2.
Yeah, she, couple small. That mistake out of 1 really hurt her. I think that she better start today. Still a solid run.
100 slower on that run than Meylemans. Kelly was saying her mum and dad are here looking after young one. So she and her husband get a time to just to get their heads into gear for the World Championships.
I gotta appreciate that.
Boom! Look at that.
Yeah, a little hit on the head with, out of there. Yeah, when you get hung up on that exit, it can really smack you down there. It's
sucker punched by the track.
Yeah, it feels like a sucker punch.
Yeah, I bet it does. One more. All right, into the top 10 now, and 10th position is Janine Flock of Austria, our World Cup champion this year for the 4th time, and one of the most consistent performers in this sport, bar none. And yet, day 1, like with Sammy Meyer, her teammate in the male race, just not great.
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday after a run, and she said, she's like, you know, that's racing sometimes. She's coming back tomorrow, it's another day. And I love that. Little skiddy out 1 to 2, little skiddy 2 to 3.
Double tap.
Some issues here. A little early there, that's going to hurt her. She's clean this up quick.
Normally so tidy. You rarely see her skidding, sliding sideways, and looks like she's risking a lot for speed and sacrificing a bit of control.
She's usually consistent, so it's surprising to see some of these mistakes. Now she's getting it back now here, but
that's the knowledge, that's the experience. She never panics, she always is just looking to try and get the sled back where she wants it under her. That hits the wall again across the line. 6th fastest run, but she does pick off Zhao Dan, so she moves up a spot.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, she brought it back down bottom, so that was good to get a little bit back there.
Yeah. Well, the last 4 sleds have been hovering right around the 55-second margin, which means Kimberly Bos, the leader's 54.49, is just an outstanding run in this third heat.
Yeah, it looks like these conditions are staying pretty consistent right now, so that's good.
Yeah.
With the weather earlier, I was starting to wonder if it would get a little... Yeah, here you see.
There's a going away shot you don't see too often. Head down, feet up. That's not going forward.
No. She's known for a great position, too. You can see it right there.
All right, not the World Championships she expected or wanted, but she will get on with it in the final heat. Kimberly Bos leads from Anna Fernst and Mystique Ro. 10 down and 18 to go. Outside the top 10, Susanne Kreher, the 2023 Women's Skeleton World Champion in St. Moritz.
Yeah, let's see if she can improve on yesterday.
And that was perhaps a little bit of a shock result. She looked like she was in the frame the whole time through that Worlds, but since hasn't really looked like a medalist.
Well, up there a little bit, a little skid 1 to 2. See if she can get back here. Beautiful 3 to 4. There we go. She's gonna start bringing it back here.
She's got good technique, not the slowest of starters. She's quite a slight athlete, though, and so if she makes mistakes and gets sideways, gravity doesn't accelerate her back up to speed quite as well.
Decent speed here. Spot. There we go.
Wow. Zhao Dan in free fall. The Chinese slider who went from 14th to 6th might be going pushed back down to 14th at this rate.
That was as good as you could do, chicane. That was beautiful.
She's ahead of Janine Flock as well, so she's picked off 2, Susanne Kreher. Across the line, 4th fastest run.
Great run. She should be happy with that one. That looked really good. A solid run.
Yep. Much better. 13th in the first heat, and that was the trip hazard that's going to haunt her all the way to the end of the competition. 7th fastest in the second heat. 3rd fastest run at the moment, and that might be 4th or 5th fastest of anybody in this third heat. So there's the talent.
Shows what she's capable of, yeah.
And it underlines the fact that, you know, a couple of mistakes can really multiply and give you
Much
a horrible
better push
run.
today, too. 5:29, that's an improvement from yesterday. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. Those runners keep going straight all the way through chicane. That's not easy to do.
Now, there's a bit more of a smile on her face. Now, that looks more like a smile rather than a kind of a grin for the camera. That's more of a smile. Yes, it's working. Now then, Katie Uhlaender, last woman to win the World Championships here in Lake Placid back in 2012. That was a great World Championships for the USA, wasn't it?
It was.
Holcomb winning 2 and 4 man. Katie winning the women's skeleton.
One here. She's coming off a little bit of injury, she told me, so having a hard time with her health right now, which is
quite a lot of injury.
Yeah, she has been injury prone lately, unfortunately. Great 3-4 here.
12th place overnight. Let's see if she can start to climb up the order as well.
She's looking really relaxed. I like this.
Yeah. A little less fidgety than yesterday. Yesterday she seemed to be correcting a lot. Today she just seems to be leading the sled.
She's staying within herself right here. Smooth, good position. Great position for her.
Yeah.
I like this.
6th best speed. Shoots the chicane nicely.
A little fidgeting around there, but... Flat there. Not going to cost her too much, though. Let's see if she can move up a spot.
Does she get ahead of Zhao Dan at the line? She doesn't. A 55.27. So she doesn't move up.
600's behind.
Yep. All up for grabs in the final run. And how far from 10th place? All right, 4/10 from 10th place. But it just takes one slider in front to have a catastrophe. And then things start to happen.
Yeah, hopefully she's having fun enjoying this World Champs.
Well, I was chatting to her in the changing rooms during training. She was very chilled, very relaxed, very smiley, happy Katie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's in a good place.
She's a competitor at the heart.
Yeah.
See here, the start of that groove, kicking a little bit. She does a great job handling that, and this is one of the better chicanes there, and then she oversteers a little bit and gets a little late here, so a little too much correction there, but yeah.
Well, looking to go to Cortina to the Games. Her first Olympics was also in Italy. In 2006 in Torino. So, boy, she has put in some hard yards.
Yes, she has.
And what about Jane Channell for Canada? Does she go there as well? 4th fastest start in Heat 1 and in Heat 2. And then a 10th fastest and 14th fastest run. Joe Cicchini and Kevin Boyer there up against the camera, giving her lots of vocal support.
5:23.
That's a degree. That's a degree away from where she expected to be starting.
Oh, a little hot rock up there, but she handled decent. Back on track here to the highway.
Struggled with 2-3 yesterday as well.
Yeah, it's a tricky combination. If you get messed up with one, it makes the next one a little harder. No push there. They hit out of 10. That's going to hurt her.
Yeah. Only the 12th best speed. She's 13th down. So only one sled slower at this stage.
Oh, she's nothing through. You can see that snow starting to pick up a little bit right now.
Yes, it is. More getting blown in through the shades.
See it start accumulating a little bit more.
Well, she was ahead of KTU, and she drops behind her again, 13th place.
Yeah, not the worst run in the world, but definitely not what she needs to be moving up.
See a few maple leaf flags down there at the bottom. Again, Eric Nielsen, her former teammate, now helping with the coaching. It's kind of all hands on deck when it gets to the World Championships, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, every athlete needs a good coach and support system behind them. It's critical, and so hats off to all these coaches out here. I think they're more nervous than these athletes.
They definitely are. They definitely are. Yeah, Nielsen was saying when I was an athlete, I didn't care. It was always another race. When you're a coach, you get sick to your stomach just watching.
You do. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, maybe all athletes should be coaches first. Who knows? Now then, for Great Britain, Tabby Sturcker. Great Britain had a very good day in the men's race with a gold and a silver for Matt West and Marcus Wyatt. This is the first of our GB sliders, and they all had a good first heat. Unfortunately for all of them, the second heat was less so.
4th place and the 17th place run yesterday. It's a pretty big difference there.
Yeah.
5:14.
Well, they're all young and relatively inexperienced, and not many of them have been here more than a couple of races. So it's that knowledge of the track that's lacking.
Mistake there, correction away. Did a great job of handling it though. Now she's late here.
But she's already up to 10th on the splits, ahead of Jane Channell, Katie Uhlaender, Xiaodan and Janine Flock. If she can keep this motoring on, this could be the start of recovery.
There, she,
4th best speed. She was up in 10th, but that's all going to unravel.
Oh, she got it through there. That's good.
How did she do that? Up to 9th on the splits. Maybe that's what you need to do with a Dukas Guggenberger sled, is really treat it rough. 11th at the line, but the 4th fastest run.
Yeah, and she did that yesterday. That's what she's capable of. It's.
But with all of that drama.
Yeah, Team GB, they have had one of the best women's programs in the
yes,
world.
they have.
So
yes, they have.
She's on the team. That's saying a lot right there.
Yeah.
They really believe in her.
And these 3 female sliders that they have at the moment, they're all in their early 20s. They have so much potential to carry on over the next few years.
Yeah. And they have a great coaching program there, great support. It's
and great camaraderie.
She's got a bright future. This 12 was definitely, she got knocked away on that entry, a little late height.
12, they're so fun.
Exactly.
Let
her commentate. She knows what happened.
I don't know if we're quite ready for her. Now then, what about Amelia Coltman right behind her teammate Tabby Sturcker? And when it's right behind, it wasn't actually that right behind. She's over 3/10 back.
Yeah,
so a yawning chasm between 14th and 15th.
Bit of a gap here. She's in that right groove. Let's see how better today.
Amelia finally put together, in her words, a decent training run in the cold conditions on the final day. So this is much more like where she found speed than yesterday.
Decent on top, a few small mistakes. Let's see how she brings it back through here. Not bad.
Well, a good run from her teammate Tabby Sturko has just moved her up 4 spots. So 9th best speed. Amelia's still in 15th. How close is she going to be to picking off Jane Channell or Katie Uhlaender?
Oh, she saved that. Tap there, but didn't push her away.
She's not going to get there. No, not behind.
No.
So 55.22 run. Actually, that's pretty much where she's been on this track. Yesterday, she was 14th and 15th in her 2 runs to be 15th overnight. And that is a 12th fastest run.
Yeah, she's pulling her, trying to steer a little bit with her shoulders, kind of pulling the sled a little bit, but not a bad run.
Well, Amelia in her 2nd World Championships. She finished a really strong 6th in Winterberg last year. She's the European bronze medalist, but she's not going to be top 6 unless there's some catastrophic 4th runs going on.
Yeah, see that shoulder come off right there. Right here, coming up off the sled again right there. Aerodynamics matter a lot, and those shoulders coming up like that, it costs a lot of time.
Everyone, thanks for watching.
Yeah, stick your hand out of your car window doing 70. You know what air resistance is all about. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Big difference. When you get in the wind tunnel and you see the difference, it's amazing.
Okay, 15 down in our field of 28 in this 3rd heat of the Women's Skeleton World Cup, and we get to another former world champion. 2017 gold, Jackie Pfeiffer for Germany. She had a gold, a silver, and a bronze across her World Championship career.
Big surprise seeing her back here. See how she does this 2nd day.
Olympic silver medalist back in 2018 in Pyeongchang as well. It just looked like she didn't have a setup that worked for her. She doesn't ever start fast. She normally ends the run absolutely flying, and yesterday she didn't.
You know, sometimes too, certain tracks don't suit certain sliders. You know, this just might not be her track.
Yeah,
and that's very possible. You know, she's a great slider. Sometimes you just don't vibe with the certain track.
Yeah. 16th at the start, still 16th, 8th best speed. Amelia Coltman might be in trouble. She was only 100th behind Amelia. Yeah. So she is going to move up. And I think only one, not going to get to Jane Channell. No, she doesn't. And only the 12th best run as well, 55.16. Not vintage Jackie Pfeiffer.
No, it's not. But great speeds. She really was building that speed down the track. But
gold and 2 silvers in the World Championships. 2018 Olympic silver medalist. She's a 2-time Olympian. I can't see that she won't be a 3-time Olympian in 2026.
It's hard with the 5:48. It's the 15th fastest start. It's a big hole to dig out of.
15th fastest start, 15th fastest run as well. So despite the length of the track and the complexity of the corners, yeah, just didn't gel with her this time.
See here in the chicane, got out there throwing a little double tap here. Get great form. She doesn't look happy.
No. And question marks as well for Italy and Valentina Margalio. 14 months since she's had a podium finish. 17th place overnight. This is the lead athlete in the team that go into their home games in 11 months from now. Top speed at the start. Wasn't much wrong with her starting yesterday either.
5:21. Little skid hit going into 4. But other than that, her top is really nice.
Now, has Billy Schneider managed to get a setup that they're really going to be able to work with today?
She's doing a little bit of work in the those straights. And that's causing her some skids. That's going to really cost her.
Seen it all year long. Her legs are rarely in line with her head.
Yeah,
the sled is always breaking sideways, and maybe that's what it needs to do to be fast, and maybe the athletes just have to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's not gelling.
There's only so much you can do in straightaways, and you can't force it. And if you force it, it's going to win. Physics are going to win every time.
Yeah. Well, that is, I'm afraid, a standard day at the office for Valentina all season long. Starts fast, and the speed goes away.
Yeah, but she's shown that she can do some stuff, and you know, home track next year, anything's possible. So I wouldn't count her out at all.
I definitely don't. She's, you know, on her day, boy, she can really produce it. But again, it's that shot you just see there. The legs are always sliding sideways. She's not counter-steering. It's just that's the way the sled is moving. It's always drifting around behind her.
Yeah.
And forward is fast. Sideways is slow.
She does a good job right there, keeping those runners going straight in the chicane despite the hits.
Yeah. There's been a lot of thoughtful looks from the Italian athletes, male and female, this year as they walk away from the track. And what about this young lady, Hannah Neiser of Germany? Well, you would kind of have thought she might be an outside bet for a medal here. Bronze medalist in the Worlds last year. She is the reigning Olympic champion. And at the moment, it looks like she's doing well to be inside the top 20. Not what you'd expect.
Yeah. And the German sleds tend to be a lot stiffer, and this track is not as kind to stiffer sleds. So I think that could be an effect too. Obviously, the men did fine with it, so I can't use it as an excuse, but definitely something I'll consider.
Yeah, one of the men did fine, the other kind of did okay.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Especially for the German program, it's definitely. I think their sled setups are ideal for this track.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that probably translates to other nations as well. Billy Schneider's sleds are fairly stiff, and they're the Italians. And so too are the Chinese sleds.
Yeah, typically on a track like this, they rock up a lot higher than they might do in their court tracks to make up for that, give them a little bit more
speed.
Yeah, so that those sleds can climb a little bit more. Decent run, 55.10.
55.10, 12th best. Not Olympic gold medal winning run, that was it?
No, but she looks smooth. I mean, she put together a decent run.
Well, in the battle of, we expected more from them at this stage in the quad. Hannah Neiser, the Olympic champion, is just ahead of Valentina Margallo, so she's moved up a spot, but she is the third of 3 Germans.
You know, sometimes when you're not where you want to be or you think you should be, how you show up and what you do in that moment is a big, you know, it helps you down the road. And looks like she put down a good run despite.
Well, our buddy John Morgan always says every game is won in the 6 inches between the ears. And isn't that the truth in this one? And especially in this one, because it's that process of speed that allows you to deal instantly with the issues that the sled and the track throw together. Caleb Smith with his back towards us, helping to coach the Italians. He's talking a little earlier, and he was saying going through Europe Cup and their World Cup team, just trying to figure out what the athletes are doing on the sled, how they can make the best of the sleds built by the man behind, Alessia, Crippa, Willi Schneider. And at the moment, that's still very much a big box of question marks.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. They're playing the setups, waiting to figure out for this next year at the home track.
New sleds, new runners, trying all sorts of things to see what gels.
Great 1, 2, 3 here. Let's see how this is decent.
7th best start.
Yeah, she's got a decent run going here. A little bit of drop off there. She should have a speed rating. Let's see. 18th best. Right there.
No, 18th out of 19.
Might be working pretty hard to get these lines. Sometimes when they look that good, it takes a lot of work.
I would take a stab in the dark and say that the only sled slower might have been Valentina Margallo, her teammate. It's a battle between the Italians at the moment for supremacy, and is she going to pick off Margallo? Not quite. So there's Willi on the left. I mean, this is not where you want to be with less than a year to the games.
No, could be some good motivation for him.
Somebody's going to fire a rocket into something, definitely. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough, unless they come out just blitzing everybody next season because they've got everything sorted out. But I mean, you know, when she gets off the sled, she's always got that big smile on her face. So she knows.
Well, these athletes are going to have a big advantage, a home track advantage. Of the track that's just getting going late. A lot of people aren't going to have as many runs on there.
No, that's for sure.
So it's definitely going to play into their favor.
Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe not in the way it did in China, where the Chinese athletes had a whole year, but they will have some time on it.
Yeah. Yeah, not quite like what some tracks have had. But
yeah.
Advantage nonetheless.
Yep.
See right there, she had a big power skid through that chicane. That costs you a lot. Yeah.
All right, so Alessia Crippa, 19th place, 20th after the first heat. Great Britain's Freya Tarbit, the third of the 3 GB athletes. She's actually maybe over 3 tenths behind the Italian. So some fairly sizable gaps in what is otherwise a tightly packed field.
Not quite the start time she wants, but she's got a great top of the track. A little skid away from 4. A little early into 5. That's going to push her away there. She's got back quite nice considering.
Freya in her first ever Senior World Championships. It's a good push out of 10.
Fast speed, not bad.
Junior World Championship bronze here a couple of years ago. Has raced here just a couple of times before in a horrible, horrible chicane. Yeah. Well, she's definitely not moving up now, but it might leave her vulnerable to the sleds behind. She should still be in the top 25 at the end of the run.
55-15, not bad.
Well, 3,500s quicker than we just saw from Alessia Crippa, so she's actually made some serious inroads into that gap. It's down to 1,100s now. For Freya, it's a track that she doesn't know well. And for a lot of our young athletes, got a real sort of mix of some very young athletes who have been here maybe once or twice, or maybe not at all, and some who have got a decade plus of experience at the top of the field.
Yeah, this is a track that not as many other athletes have experience on. Obviously, being in North America and a lot of the races being in Europe, it's not, they don't get over here as much.
Yeah,
the runs. And
you don't tend to come here in your junior career either. So you learn those European tracks as a junior. Kimberly Bos is our leader, 20 sleds down, and now it's about getting into the top 25 or staying in the top 25. And so Austria's Julia Ehrlacher, 21st place after the first of our 2 heats. What a starter she is. 3rd fastest getaway in the first heat, 5th fastest in the second. As we said yesterday, once she learns to control that speed and carry it down the track, she's going to be a force.
25 fastest. Oh, big skid out of 1 though. It's going to cost her. Start right there. So she has it. Nice 3-4. Sometimes it'd be so frustrating to get that fast push and then come on 1 and skid and just get it all back.
There you go. and that's not having the knowledge of the track to adjust her first steer compared to yesterday's softer conditions, and a very sideways moment there.
Power skid there.
Yeah. Well, Julia's the reigning Europe Cup champion, so she's a really solid season on the European tracks.
This run's falling apart a little bit. Oh, big hit there.
19th in Winterberg in her debut in the World Championships last year. 21st overnight. Remains in 21st position.
Yeah, that was a rough ride there. But great push. Bank on that and come back with.
And on a track where she's got really minimal knowledge, that's a pretty decent run as well.
And hopefully she can stay in here for top 25. We got pretty close lineup here, 25.
Yeah, 800s behind her, Kelly Delker in 22nd. 300s behind Aileen Peltmans in 23rd. And then there's another little gap back to the 2 Swiss, Julia Simpson and Sarah Schmidt. But it started with a skid, and Skidding was kind of the story of the run for Yulia.
She hits here.
Track is clear.
Doesn't do too much of a power skid there, but down lower she had a pretty good one.
Yeah, still very young and very quick. Now, Kelly Delka, final World Championship outings for her. Heat 3 and hopefully Heat 4 from Puerto Rico. And looking to make her second Olympics in Milan Cortina. 5:53 getaway.
A little faster. Oh, big mistake already there. Uh-oh. Looks like she may be rocked up pretty high right here. She's a little squirrely in these straights.
Started in the US program, so she knows this track well.
Starting to get back here.
Yeah. Good place to have your final World Championship slides is on a track you are familiar with.
Yeah, she's a lot of this track. She's done quite well here. Handles that late height and 12 really well.
She's only 800ths behind Julia Erlacher. Not sure she's got the speed to catch the Austrian slider.
Pretty close.
Yeah. 22nd at the line. It is 22nd at the line, so the gap opened up quite a lot. Meg Henry, former US slider, in the Puerto Rico jacket, and Jack Thomas helping out with the coaching as well.
Yeah, she had a rough 1, 2, 3 that really hurt her. Wasn't able to get back after that. But man, is that sled sparkly.
Yeah. And it's not just the sled either. Wait till you see her with the helmet off.
Hey.
She's got the glitter going on.
She got the gold for style points.
Yes, she does.
You see there, big power skid off there. 3 to 4, takes that hit. This is actually pretty nice here. And a little skid there away.
Now, looks like she gambled for speed rather than control. Well, there you go, one more. And I think she will get that second run, or that final run, fourth run. Ellen Peltmans of Belgium, 23rd spot. Now, Kim Armans of Belgium is coached by Richard Bromley, but Ellen Peltmans is coached by Kristen Bromley and Joske Lecoq, because she trains with Kimberly Bos of the Netherlands. 5:62 getaway. That's kind of right where she was yesterday.
Beautiful one, too.
Well, slow start so far in the field, and that means that she has to be pretty much incident-free to build speed to rival the others.
Yeah, she's actually having a real solid run so far. That starts up.
Yeah. Well, she can be clean and not hit stuff on the way down. Then what speed she's got stays in the sled.
Because driving is actually... She's having a great little run here. Oh, yeah. Little tap here. That's her first big mistake.
In that Bromley sled, perhaps a little bit more favourable to a track as diverse as this.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something there for that.
Across the line, 22nd place, moves up ahead of Kelly Delka of Puerto Rico.
That was a great run. She can get that push time down and have that same type of run. She's definitely
so that run was quicker than Kelly Delka, quicker than Julia Erlacher of Austria as well. So she's closed a little on Erlacher. And in fact, she is 900ths behind Julia. So there's a real target for Elena Peltmans. She's really grown in maturity and knowledge this season. And with that, I think has come that just relaxation with the confidence that she's a little bit more certain of what she's doing.
Yeah, I'm impressed with her sliding. Like, she's nice and relaxed, good position. She's very not overreacting to things, which is definitely something that's a skill that can't be, it's hard to learn.
Yeah. And she'll be back in a team competition with Colin Freeling tomorrow evening. Now then, our final two sliders who are in the top 25 are both from Switzerland. Sarah Schmid was ahead of Julia Simpson after the first heat. Julia reversed those positions in the second. As we spoke about yesterday, Mum Connie slid skeleton for Germany. Her dad, Alain, was a skeleton slider as well. And granddad, Zhao Heat, a successful bobsledder for Switzerland.
That's awesome. I bet they're very proud to see her out here competing in the World Championships.
It's like Mr. Bun the baker.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's their family business. Well, there's a few. We've got Timo Rona's son, Marcel Rona's son, Timo in bobsleigh. We've got Martin Allen's daughter, Deborah, in the women's bobsled. So there's a few, yes, offspring of who are coming through.
It's having a great run here.
Nice and tidy.
Definitely a big improvement from yesterday. She's nice together. She comes in, might hit a little hit. No, she speaks it through. A little late with the 17.
16th best speed. She's the 24th sled down. Not bad at all. She's going to pick off Kelly Delker as well. Kel might be in trouble after all making that final heat. I'm not sure 3 more are going to go by her. So Julia Simpson moves up a spot.
Yeah, she had a good run there.
55.86. She is the first in 5 sleds to go into the 55s. And again, lots of young sliding talent. Julia just 23. Her teammate Sarah, who's up next, just 19.
Spark there, you see that? It's always fun.
Getting things lit up.
Yeah, I feel like the sport it's getting younger and younger, seems like to me.
Yeah, all sport is, isn't it?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just getting older and older. Who knows?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment. Not from the seat I'm sitting in anyway. All right, one more to go for Julia Simpson. I shouldn't talk over everybody, should I?
Saying hi to the fam.
Yeah. All right, 25th after the first heat, Sarah Schmidt, just 19 years old. Sarah, the under-20 junior world champion. And astonishingly, at 19, this is her 3rd World Championships. Unsurprisingly, she made her debut on home ice in Samoritz.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty smooth top of the track. Some small skids and stuff here and there, a little skid there. But no huge mistakes so far. Only a little late in the 10. This might affect her. Might drop out a little too early. Yep, dropped out too early.
Well, she starts 3/10 quicker than her teammate Julia. So that gives her an advantage.
Oh, 14 too long. Push her away.
She's closing a little on Kelly Delker. I don't know how close she's going to get at the line. Not sure she's going to be ahead. 24th best run. No, she's not. So 56.18. Was actually quicker than Kelly's run, the Puerto Rican slider, but she was a little too far back. So she's 25th, and the fastest 25 go through. So now
it gets interesting.
Now it gets interesting. The final 2 sliders, because there were originally 3 sliders, there were originally 29 on our entry list, but Ana Torres Quevedo had to withdraw. So Lara Vargas of Colombia, Clara Aznar of Spain, and Shannon Galea of Malta will all be trying to get into the top 25.
It looks like Laura's in striking distance here. If she throws out a good run, she could possibly get in there.
And I think Lara Vargas is the only one who might do it.
Have a chance, yeah.
I mean, the other 2 really needed some cataclysmic disasters from the earlier sliders, and there haven't been those. And it's always nervous. Well, Sarah Schmidt in at the moment, 25th place, but she is in the drop zone. So it's all about probably this run for Lara Vargas. If she can get in for Colombia, then they will be in, and Sarah Schmidt will be out. Former figure skater from Calgary in Canada. And as you know, Zach, at the bottom of the Calgary track, a huge building with all the ice rinks, lots of hockey players, lots of figure skaters in there.
Great facility.
Yeah. 5.73 the getaway, so she might have a good Lutz and triple toe loop.
We'll double tap between 3 and 4, not going to help in case. Nice and decent through here. She's got it coming back. Pretty interesting. Let's see here. She has speed through here.
Yeah, she's already drifting away from Sarah Schmidt. Sarah 4.8 seconds back at the line, and Lara's already 5 seconds and change away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
That's not how you want to finish your last run, but
not the triple Salco, the triple hit in the chicane. 57.01. It had to come out eventually, didn't it? You know, you knew it was there.
yeah, rough ride there.
Yeah. And she completes her World Championships here. It's her third Worlds. Again, made her debut in St. Moritz, raced last year in Winterberg as well. 25th place in Winterberg, made it through into the final run, but not happening for her here on a track that probably she actually knows a little better.
You see she was really high in the exit of 3 right there, really abrupt exit off there, hit the wall too hard, pushes it over too much into 4. And here you see 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And from another angle, still 3.
See, this would still be much tidier than putting a civilian like me on a sled.
Oh.
I would have my feet on one wall and my head on the other, and you'd hear me screaming.
Yeah, those walls hurt.
Yeah, right. 2 to go. Clara Aznar of Spain. Clara has just turned 18. So I misspoke yesterday when I said she was 17. I did check her birthday today. She turned 18 a couple of weeks ago.
So, 5:51.
She's the youngest athlete in this competition. Wasn't quite the youngest 17-year-old in our World Cup season.
Hey, it's right now it's all about experience.
100%, and building the program that Ander Mirabel has started.
Yep.
And these athletes, they're a tight group of really friendly athletes, so positive and encouraging for each other. And they really drank the Kool-Aid. They really believe in this program so much. 22nd best speed.
Yeah, these runs are invaluable. Down the road, oh, big power skid there.
But it hurt less than pinballing through the chicane. It actually seemed to hurt her speed a little less as well. You can hear her helmet scraping on the ice. She's just going head down into all these corners. All right, 56.49 run, and that is her fastest by some margin. That's actually 7/10 quicker than anything she's done before. So, and again, this is the stage of her career where she's at. She is at that stage where gains are not marginal. They are going to be substantial every time she's on a sled and at a different track.
Definitely. These runs will be invaluable for her down the road. She'll have World Championships under her belt as she improves. All this learning she's doing right now will pay off big time. See her big power skid putting up.
And you see what it does. Yeah, it's cloud of ice that follows you. Again, we talked about it yesterday. If you try and just rip that out of the floor of the track, apart from the fact that you'll get murdered by Tony Carlino, it hurts. It takes a lot of energy to do that. There's her teammate, Anna Torres-Gavedo, in the bright yellow beanie. And our final slider and her final run in this World Championships, Malta's Shannon Gallia. Shannon, 37 years old. She started in softball and squash. She's a sports administrator. It's only her 5th season of sliding for Malta.
Squash.
Yeah, her 2nd World Cup. She's had, I talked to her in St. Moritz when we first met her, and I've got like 2 pages of notebook of all the different sports and jobs that she's played and been involved with.
Well, age 37, she's been able to do some sports. Get experience in a lot of different things.
Yeah, and she just can't get rid of that adrenaline hit that Skeleton gives you.
Oh, I don't blame her. Oh, real late in the 10 right here. She's probably going to drop out too early. Yep, it's left ball. Sloppy down here.
2nd Worlds for Shannon. And she finished in 30th place in St. Moritz.
Oh, she just squeaked through that 14-17. Just got that right wall.
28th place finish for Shannon Gallia of Malta.
Big improvement from her times yesterday, though. So
again, you know, the track is much more the way that they trained on it for 6 runs, and then you throw yesterday in for the experienced athletes. Oh yeah, been here before, I know this, but for those who are much less experienced, okay, now what? This is what they trained on, this hard, fast ice. And so it's really encouraging to see that they've been able to come back and produce the goods. And you're right, absolutely. You know, several of the last 10 sliders have put in comfortably better runs in their third heat than they did in either of the first two.
And if it stops snowing like this, maybe they'll get this cleaned up a little bit, this hell there.
There's Shannon, and her body will thank her for that as well. The shoulders will be less bruised, the hips less battered, the elbows less black. So, 3 heats in, and we've had a Kim leading all of them. Kim Meylemans led heat 1 and then dropped down the order. Kimberly Bos was the overnight leader, and she remains at the head of the field. The gap is 28 hundredths to second, 44 hundredths to third, 73 hundredths to fourth. There is a tight logjam in the battle for the 4th place position between Nicole Silveira of Brazil and Hallie Clarke, our reigning world champion. Kim Meylemans didn't get much out of heat 3. Looks like her medal shot may have gone, but Kimberly Bos cannot afford to relax one iota. You can give away 28 hundredths, just one corner here, so it's not over. Still time to go and waste £10 on a bet on something. It's probably not going to happen. Sarah Schmidt makes it through. Lara Vargas, Clara Asnar and Shannon Galea will be watching the final heat of the Women's Skeleton World Championships when we come back in just under 45 minutes time. Until then, stay with us please. Martin Haven and Zach Land and the rest of the TV crew will be back to bring you all the action as we go 25 down to 1 to decide our medals here in Lake Placid.
Go! Go! Go!
Men's, women and mixed teams awards right here. Back row, raising face, chicken fingers. Unfortunately, we get those. We're going to get some behind us here in the baseline where that's where Harold is. We're going to go second time. Thanks very much, Stuart. It was fun to find out E90 where you've been finding yourself, whether it's the polka party or the medals class, or you're trying to down in the